Hey, what's up, guys? This is David Chase Taylor of 911truther.org. Today is April 14th, 2023. So, based on breaking news and events, it appears that CIA headquarters located beneath CERN at Lake Geneva in Switzerland is going to stage the resignation of Joseph R. Biden on the date of April 15th, 2023, which is coincidentally my birthday. Obviously, the resignation of Joe Biden is the first option, but in the event that this video thwarts his impending resignation, it's highly likely that the CIA would go to option B, which is a Joe Biden death event, or option C, which is a Joe Biden assassination, or possibly even option D, which would be a fatal diagnosis targeting Biden, possibly cancer or brain tumor in nature. So firstly, in respect to the date of April 15th of 2023, it marks 17,781 days since Richard M. Nixon resigned back on August 9th of 1979. So this number, the Powerball number is 81, which is August 1st, which is the national holiday of Switzerland. That's who's orchestrating Biden's resignation. It also features the number 17, which is the letter Q, as in coup d'etat, as well as the 77 numerology that's found in the London bombings of 7/7 and the 27 Club, etc., etc. So I just published a report today. You can find it on 911truther.org. It's called... it's in respect to Biden's resignation regarding the documents. So 6 different sets of classified documents have been found at Biden's personal residence in Wilmington, Delaware, his beach house in Delaware, as well as the Penn Biden Center, which is essentially his foundation. And the CIA staged an FBI raid targeting the University of Delaware, where they discovered a trove of documents which have yet to be disclosed. So it appears that something in respect to the classified documents will be touted as the reason why Biden is resigning. And before I get into the other possible scenarios, it's imperative to note here that the reason why Joe Biden is walking around like a zombie, and the reason why he's doing everything wrong, is because the CIA is desperately trying to create a power vacuum in Washington in the aftermath of a Joe Biden assassination, death event, or resignation. So basically, if and when that happens, which is expected, this will trigger the presidency of one Kamala Harris, the 47th president of the United States. And when she becomes president of the United States, even though she was not duly elected, she will, you can mark it down, this video will serve as proof. This is a video from April 14th of 2023. The minute one Kamala Harris becomes president of the United States, she will, under executive order, without the approval of the House or the Senate, she will pass a draconian gun registration or gun ban, most likely targeting all assault rifles within the continental United States. So this will be designed to trigger a second American Civil War over the Second Amendment and the right to keep and bear arms. So that's the motive, that's the underlying motive for the impending assassination, death event, or resignation targeting Joseph R. Biden, which is evidently scheduled for the date of April 15th of 2023. So if you've been following my blog, 911truther.org, since Biden was allegedly elected back in November of 2021, November of 2020, I've been publishing thousands upon thousands of reports trying to keep him in office, not because he's a great president or anything like that, just because what they have planned is essentially to turn the United States upside down in the aftermath of a Joe Biden dissolution of presidency event. So I'm just going to briefly list the possible scenarios under which Biden may be assassinated, die, or resign. And obviously, These particular plots are subject to change, and these do not include all potential scenarios, just the ones that I've highlighted in my reports at 911truther.org. So Alzheimer's disease, which he's evidently suffering from, alcohol or substance abuse issues, Lou Gehrig's disease, which he may be suffering from, links to the FBI raid targeting Trump's Mar-a-Lago estate in Palm Beach, Florida, the Afghanistan withdrawal. Marjorie Taylor Greene already introduced H.R. 57, which is basically calling for the impeachment of Biden, which he will never be impeached because that would put him on the same level with Trump, and they're not willing to do that. The massacre of 13 U.S. soldiers at the Kabul International Airport. Biden may die in a fire, possibly at his beach house, possibly at his personal residence, or possibly at Camp David. Some sort of sniper attack. Some sort of slip and fall, which he would be placed into a medically induced coma or hospice care. He slipped and fell numerous times going up the stairs of Air Force One. He may be given a fatal cancer diagnosis, which would in turn spawn his resignation. He may die of an alleged COVID-19 fatality. He may resign under the auspices of his son Hunter Biden, who is currently being investigated in Delaware by U.S. Attorney David Weiss for criminal activity. And if you've been watching the news, you know that Biden just went to Ireland with his son, which I'll get into later. Biden also just approved the Willow Oil Project, as well as he put up 1.6 million acres of the Gulf of Mexico up for drilling for big oil. So he may resign under the guise of blowback from environmentalists. He could resign under the guise of the banking collapse. The CIA has already staged the collapse of SVB, Silvergate, Signature banks in the United States. So they may stage another bank collapse, or he may resign under that. There may be a viral, possibly deepfake in nature, a viral event featuring the likes of Hunter Biden, which would force Biden to resign, possibly a sex video or photos. Some sort of medical emergency, as I previously mentioned, and possibly rendering him in hospice care. They may actually stage a terror attack or assassination event targeting Kamala Harris, during which Biden dies of an alleged heart attack. Biden could resign under the guise of a blowback from exchanging Russian arms dealer Victor Bout for WNBA star Brittany Griner. Biden may die of old age. He might suffer a stroke or a coma. He may resign under the guise of the blowback from the U.S. border crisis. Some sort of sexual-related scandal. There's currently numerous lawsuits against Biden for sexual assault and rape from his earlier days in office. Let's see. He may be unfit to serve under the 25th Amendment, so the House or the Senate may approve his removal of power under the guise that he's not fit to serve. Biden may suffer a heart attack. He may suffer a bicycle accident, which he's already done. Or something may happen to Air Force One, Marine One, or the Beast, which is the presidential limo, when Biden is riding to or from a public event. And as I previously mentioned, he just returned back from Ireland, so this entire trip, a week-long trip, was footed by the U.S. taxpayer. So it was the fourth time he's been to Ireland in 2.5 years of being president. So Biden family is allegedly from Ireland. So this may be a personal trip. So maybe he would resign under the guise of using funds illegally. So anyway, those are like the top 50 most likely scenarios in which the CIA would stage a Joe Biden dissolution of presidency event on the date of April 15th, 2023. And as I previously mentioned, the most likely scenario would be at this point in respect to the 6 batches of classified documents allegedly found in Biden's personal residences and foundations. So Anyways, obviously, the chaos or the aftermath of the Joe Biden resignation, assassination, or death event obviously must be stopped at all costs. So obviously, in the event that Joe Biden is no longer president on the day of April 15th, or the process is initiated on the date of April 15th, and then Kamala Harris becomes president a few days later, I kindly ask that you download this video and share it with local, state, and federal law enforcement agencies, as well as local, national, and international media agencies. And let's put Swiss interference into American politics to rest. And lastly, it's not that Kamala Harris would be a bad president, but she got like 2% of the Democratic vote in the primary against Biden. So she's extremely unpopular. Aside from putting her foot in her mouth all the time, she's a lawyer from California. She was against marijuana reform. She was against prison reform. This woman is not a free-thinking person. She's basically a person that is extremely highly controlled, in my opinion. And so they would collapse the United States underneath her. And then she, of course, as everything is burning down around her, then she would open the door for one Barack Hussein Obama and or his wife Michelle Obama to get back into the White House, possibly under the guise of the Me Too movement. So this is essentially the CIA's plan. Step 1, stage a Joe Biden dissolution of presidency event. Step 2, have Kamala sworn in as the 47th president of the United States. And then step 3, most likely stage a coup, a terror event, or a natural disaster while she's in office, which would either trigger a a Trump coup targeting the Kamala White House, and or her deferring to the former president of the United States, number 44, which would be Barack Hussein Obama. And so this process, which is essentially designed to destroy America and put America on a martial law and war footing, obviously has to be avoided at all costs. Peace.